Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. This is one of those days I'm going to remember for a long, long time. Today is a day that the Seahawks and 49ers rivalry got heated up to an all-new high. You know both these teams. It doesn't even start with the coaches. I mean, it's just the players all around. This is the rivalry right here. I mean, this is what it's all about for the San Francisco 49ers. It's not about the Raiders or the Rams anymore. It's all about who is the best in the NFC West, and it's all coming down to the Seahawks and the 49ers. My day starts out today by arriving at work almost right when I get there before I turn my phone off. The news comes along that Percy Harvin was traded from the Minnesota Vikings over to the Seattle Supersonics, the Seattle Seahawks. And honestly, my heart fell into my stomach. Percy Harvin, even though he does have the injury risks with the migraine headaches and so on, and he's still a dynamic receiver when he's on the field. And if Seattle finds a way to get him where he's healthy and he can play all 16 games, man, that is a great pickup for them. The 49ers, you know, the rumors were out there when Alex Smith was the guy that was available. Maybe they were going to deal into Minnesota for Harvin straight up. That deal ended up not coming through, and Alex Smith ended up on the Kansas City Chiefs. But honestly, I spent a good part of my day with my head in the bucket, like, how are we going to be able to beat this team? Seattle is a very scary team. They are the one team in the playoffs that I just did not want to play at all. I wanted to avoid them at all costs. And now they're adding this. They already have the receiver, Golden Tate from Notre Dame. And he became a megastar this year. I think it all started with that one catch against Green Bay on Monday Night Football. But then after that, he was just making one touchdown catch after another. I never really thought of him as that sort of a big-time receiver, but he became one of the favorite receivers on that team. And now you're adding in Percy Harvin as well, a guy with a whole bunch of speed. That's going to be hard to stop and hard to catch once he gets that ball in his hand. Go through a few hours of my day, and then I look at my phone, and I think it's some sort of a joke. It's just like, you gotta be kidding me. Anquan Boldin, the guy that wanted out of Baltimore, ends up on the team that he played against the Super Bowl with the same year as a San Francisco 49er for a 6th round pick. Honestly, I don't even know how this is salary cap possible. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, at least now we can send Randy Moss packing. Even maybe Mario Manningham might be a question mark if he's gonna, make the jump. When I play Madden a lot when I'm on season mode, I've gone through a few years, and the computer always cuts Manningham from the 49ers after his first year. I'm not sure what the second year does on his contract, but I know he did sign a 2-year deal to come here. We'll have to see if he's going to be cost efficient in order to stay on the team. I know a lot of people also have Ted Ginn as a question mark if he's going to be staying. We've got a few other guys now that have stepped up on kick returns and punt returns, and maybe his contract is not worth what we're paying him anymore as well. But San Francisco 49ers, it was sort of almost like, the Seahawks stepped up at the table, pulled their gun out, and then we sat back for a minute and we pulled ours out and said, hey, we got one just as big, and we're coming to play. We're not just going to roll over and play dead. We're not a 2-year hit wonder here. We're not ready to hand the West over to you guys again. Honestly, when you break down these trades, Seattle, I'm not sure how many other teams were calling about Percy Harvin, but for them to give up a number 1, even though their draft pick isn't, extremely low, they had a good record and all, it's one of the higher picks in the first round. That's still a lot to give up. I mean, a lot of people like to protect their draft picks. They don't even want to give up number 2s, number 3s, and they just handed over a number 1 for a guy. That's real surprising when you look at the last big star name receiver that was traded. You have to go Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall is a guy that I believe he wanted a new contract. He made it very well known that he wanted out of Miami. So there was also sort of like they were sort of dumping him. He had to go. You can say the same thing about Harvin. Harvin was pretty much saying the same thing. He wanted a new contract. He thought he was outliving the contract that he had. He basically was telling everybody that he wanted out of Minnesota. Minnesota had to trade this guy. Why Seattle would throw down on number 1, I don't know. When Brandon Marshall got traded, he got traded for 2 number 3s. And then you find, at the bottom of the scrap heap, the Ravens, they go out and pay their quarterback, Flacco, a big deal last week. Everybody knew that this was sort of going to break up the Ravens. They tried to give Boldin a smaller deal in order to keep the pieces together. He felt like, he's a 10-year vet. He doesn't have a whole lot of football left in him. He wants to get paid well for the ones he's wants to be in. And it worked out for him. I mean, he took a gamble. Sometimes you can always end up getting paid, but you end up on a lesser team that has no shot of winning. And he leaves one team that wins the Super Bowl to the team that, is just as much a Super Bowl favorite as anybody else out there. One of the best teams in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, for a 6th-round pick, this is a bargain. This is pretty much just picking something up out of the scrap heap. I mean, I'm not sure what we were going to do in our 6th-round pick, but I'm sure it wasn't going to pick somebody that can make as many catches as Anquan Boldin. This guy has scorched the 49ers whole careers. When he was down in Arizona, he was playing us twice a year. And he's always just put up big numbers. It's always good to pick somebody up that kills you because he's not going to be killing you anymore, I guess. But as a 49er fan, damn good day. My Seahawks fans out there, above average Muda and Edge is the best one. It's going to be fun playing you guys. I mean, we're going to be pretty evenly matched. I know you guys like to run on us. We like to run on you. And we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun year of football. Peace out.